What if I told you that jogging is the thing that's slowing down your ACL rehab the most? Now, I'm sure you'd look at me very confused and you'd say, how could you even say that? How are we supposed to start running if we can't jog? What are we supposed to do then? And I understand it can be complicated and there's a lot of things to consider. But if we stick with our jogging and we see these protocols that are 30 minutes on a treadmill every other day, and we're progressing to 35 minutes on the third or fourth day, and we're just going to oscillate between 30, 35, 40 minutes every other day or every week with our high end athletes, that's slowing down our rehab process so much more than you realize. When we're working with these high end athletes where the margins of error and the margins for speed and the margins in games are so thin, we can't just sit around and putz around on a treadmill for weeks on end and think that that's going to close the gap and get us back to performance. It's something that I take very, very personal as we see the sacrifice of my laptop here. But it is something that if we just take a step back and think, we spent so much time teaching them in the front end how to relearn all of these skills. And then we're going to get to running and we're just going to say, we're on the treadmill. Eventually, things are going to click. Eventually, you're going to get your endurance and you're going to get your confidence. And then, what's our plan after the treadmill? Just to start dodging again, or start to run routes, or start to play our sport? Where's that middle ground? I mean, in the one I just read at 9 weeks, says begin sporting activity, and it gives us zero runway between that and our treadmill. So, a couple years ago, I was fortunate to run a podcast with Adam Ross, a great nutritionist, and we have a lot of great friends and a lot of great people. We were Cody Benz on our podcast, and here's his from a physical therapist perspective on just how the education process kind of sets us up for a little bit of failure in our return to sport process. And after the clip, we're going to talk about how we could fix it and how, if we're not going to jog, what's our alternative and how do we shrink those margins and not only get our athletes back sooner, but faster and confident, not just getting back for the sake of getting back.